You might have seen the viral warnings lately. A massive comet is currently swinging through our inner solar system, and a growing corner of the internet claims it's teaming up with intense solar weather to trigger disasters here on Earth. But are these events actually linked, or is the timing purely coincidental? The theory centers on Comet C 2025 R3 PanSTARRS. Right now, this comet is reaching its closest point to the Sun, dragging a 100 million kilometer plasma tail directly through our orbital neighborhood. At the same time, Earth is passing through a high-speed stream of solar wind. This satellite image shows a large, dark coronal hole stretching across the Sun's center, a gap in the solar atmosphere that blasts charged particles straight at our planet. Viral theorists suggest this specific alignment is a recipe for disaster. The idea is that the comet's sweeping plasma tail and the intense solar wind are combining to supercharge Earth's electromagnetic energy field. People point to what looks like concrete proof, the recent magnitude 7.5 earthquake that severely damaged parts of Japan. Because of this timing, online forecasters are now warning that an even larger 8.5 megaquake is imminent. It sounds terrifying, but do these distant celestial forces possess the physical mechanics to rip apart city streets, or are we witnessing an illusion of timing? Let's isolate the variables. To understand why this theory fails, we must look at the comet PanSTARRS on its own. When a tail stretches 100 million kilometers across space, it carries the visual weight of an unstoppable physical force. Visual size is deceptive in space. Condense that entire tail down to what its particles actually weigh, and it shrinks to virtually nothing. Its density equals an absolute vacuum. That massive streak is a cosmic ghost, microscopic dust only visible because it reflects sunlight. Earth interacts with these ghostly tails frequently. Our planet's orbit constantly intersects with the debris fields left behind by comets throughout the year, and these encounters do not trigger planetary disasters. Instead, when we plow through these dust fields, the particles burn up in our atmosphere. This is the exact mechanic behind our routine annual meteor showers, like the Lyrids, which pass without any geological impact. Because a comet tail lacks significant mass or dense electromagnetic structure, it is physically impossible for it to exert gravitational torque or cracking force on Earth's crust. It simply lacks the leverage. So what about the Sun? The second half of this viral panic rests on those high-speed solar winds and coronal holes. There is a grain of truth here. The Sun is active right now, and the geomagnetic storms generated by solar wind are a documented phenomenon. When these intense waves of charged plasma wash over the Earth, they interact with our planet's magnetic shield, causing measurable fluctuations in our upper atmosphere. However, the consequences of those fluctuations have strict limits. At their worst, extreme solar storms induce electrical currents that disrupt satellites or overload power grids. They interact with technology and wires, not deep-seated rock. Contrast atmospheric ripples with geology. Earth's tectonic plates are miles-thick slabs of solid rock, driven by internal heat from the mantle. Despite decades of seismic monitoring, scientists have found no mechanism linking solar weather to rock fractures. The forces above remain disconnected from below. Neither the scattered dust of a comet tail nor the magnetic fluctuations of the Sun possess the physical toolkit required to snap solid bedrock. Just because two monumental events happen at the same time does not mean one caused the other. This is a psychological trap known as apophenia. Our brains are hardwired to seek out patterns in chaotic data. We want to find a connection, even when events are purely coincidental. The cause of a seismic disaster is localized and slow. Physical strain builds up along a locked fault line over centuries. The rock catches and bends until it finally reaches a physical breaking point. Because the Sun constantly emits solar wind, and the Earth experiences hundreds of earthquakes every day, it is a mathematical certainty that eventually a stressed fault line will snap on the same day a solar stream hits. This is just probability, not a trigger. This means we can set aside the alarmist claims. There is no impending 8.5 megaquake being queued up by a passing comet, and there is no space-driven danger trying to tear the planet apart. Real seismic threats in regions like Japan are taken seriously, but they are tracked by scientists using empirical, ground-based seismic data, measuring actual stress in the rock, not by charting planetary geometry. The real narrative lies in how easily human intuition can misread the mechanics of the cosmos. Space is unpredictable and powerful, but it operates through physics. We can measure and understand. The next time you see a comet in the sky, you can enjoy the view without bracing for impact. The ground beneath your feet is safe, and the universe is simply giving us a reason to keep looking up.